The Birmingham Business Alliance was formed in the summer of 2009 from the merger of the Birmingham Metropolitan Development Board and the Regional Chamber of Commerce. Dowd Ritter of Regions Financial Corporation served as the first chairman of the board. And at its first annual meeting, the organization explained to the community the need for a comprehensive strategic plan and adopted the name Blueprint Birmingham. Over the next 4.5 years, Blueprint Birmingham would become synonymous with a commitment to grow the region's economy. And in the spring of 2010, BBA began reporting its progress. 1,123 announced jobs in new and expanding industries during 2009, and more than $186 million in capital investment expended in the region during the year. In June of 2010, BBA released the economic impact of the Northern Beltline, its top transportation priority, and a project that could create $7 billion in investment and up to 70,000 jobs over the life of the project. In September, BBA launched Blueprint Birmingham at a public event in Railroad Park, formally introducing the comprehensive strategic plan as a pathway to future economic growth. In 2011, James McManus of Energen was leading the BBA, and by that spring, Birmingham's Innovation Depot had been named Technology Incubator of the Year by the National Business Incubation Association, and the Westin hotel chain announced as a major downtown project the anchor for a new Civic Center entertainment district. The Economic Growth Report for 2010, also released in the spring of 2011, was encouraging. 1,756 announced jobs and almost $153 million in capital investment. As part of its ongoing public policy initiative, BBA moved 3 key bills through that year's Alabama legislature: the Rolling Reserve Act to stabilize the Education Trust Fund, a business license tax reform bill, and a measure to preserve the use of secret ballots in union votes. By the summer of 2011, Walter Energy had announced the move of its corporate headquarters to Birmingham from Tampa, Florida, followed in September by the move of Bass LLC to Birmingham from Orlando. Also that summer, Dollar General broke ground on a $90 million distribution center in the Oxmoor Valley. As the calendar rolled over into 2012, Johnny Johns took the helm of the BBA as chairman of the board. Early in the year, BBA released a survey that identified more than 700 technology-based firms in the region. Accretive Health announced that 250 new jobs would be located in a major Birmingham call center, and the BBA launched the Spark Mentor and Coaching Program for Alabama Launchpad competitors. In April of 2012, the first Blueprint Summit was held, and BBA was reporting 1,487 announced jobs for the previous year, along with $214 million in capital investment. As the Alabama legislature completed its session, BBA marked the passage of bills bringing immigration reform, data center incentives, and stronger penalties for metal theft. By the summer of 2012, UAB and BBA had partnered to launch the Invention to Innovation program designed to speed commercialization efforts at UAB. Also that summer, the U.S. Department of Transportation announced a $10 million Tiger IV grant for Birmingham to fund a long list of community improvements, including the Red Rock Ridge and Valley Trails program. Capping a very active summer, Innovation Depot was awarded an NBIA Soft Landing designation for international companies. IMS opened its $10 million expansion in the new Sloss Business District. The new fab rebar plant broke ground in St. Clair County, adding 50 jobs, and HT&A announced a $27 million plant expansion in Walker County. In September of 2012, BBA launched Alliance magazine. At about the same time, German steelmaker ThyssenKrupp announced a $13 million plant for Bibb County, and Fernando Valentin was named BBA's first Executive of the Year. By October of that year, Norfolk Southern had opened its long-awaited $97 million Birmingham Regional Intermodal Facility in McCalla, and we all breathed a sigh of relief that fall when the Birmingham region met the EPA's federal air quality standards. As 2013 opened, Fred McCollum was elected to lead the BBA, and we saw the launch of a new Women's Business Council. As winter changed over to spring in 2013, we also saw key expansion announcements from DeShazo Crane and Portfolio Recovery Associates, and the Birmingham Shuttlesworth International Airport opened the first phase of its $200 million terminal modernization project. The accolades were plentiful in 2013 as National Geographic Traveler named Birmingham a city on the upswing. The Zagat Guide named Birmingham one of 7 up-and-coming food cities, and Forbes magazine named Birmingham one of 15 up-and-coming downtowns. At the Spring Blueprint Summit, BBA reported more than 3,800 jobs had been announced during 2012 and more than $843 million in capital investment expended. Indeed, it was a significant year for economic growth in the region. As the Alabama legislature ended its 2013 session, BBA celebrated the passage of 3 important measures: a pre-K funding bill, funding for the Alabama Innovation Fund for UAB research, and the creation of tax credits for historic preservation projects. In May of 2013, Honda would add an Acura production line at its Lincoln, Alabama plant, and the BBA launched its online internship and jobs portals. The most active summer to date saw Birmingham named an All-America City in national competition. The BBA had a strong hand in the city's application process. Gestamp and Intertech both announced expansions. Trinity announced a new $300 million Grandview Medical Center hospital complex for the US 280 corridor. And the BBA and UAB jointly received a $600,000 Partnership for Innovation grant from the National Science Foundation. Taking note of the changes in Birmingham, the New York Times featured a full page on a return to downtown Birmingham. And the international travel guide Fodor's named Birmingham one of the best places to visit in the world. In September, Mercedes-Benz US International celebrated its 20 years in Alabama, and also in that active month, Hibbett Sports opened a new Birmingham headquarters in the Oxmoor Valley. Forbes magazine reported that Innovation Depot increases Birmingham's tech credibility, and the BBA reported that the 2012 real gross domestic product for the Birmingham region grew at 3.8%, a growth rate that outpaced both Alabama and the rest of the United States. By the fall of 2013, officials in Chilton County were announcing a $2.6 million airport expansion project. The BBA launched its talent recruitment project with top business students from Alabama State and Alabama A&M. And expansions were announced at Milo's Tea, Beer Engineers, and Precision High Voltage. Capping off a very active fall, Tyson Foods announced a major Blount County plant expansion. Local executive Bob Dickerson was named BBA's Executive of the Year. Grayson Hall was elected BBA Chairman at the annual meeting of the board. And Forbes magazine noted in its December issue that Jefferson County stages a comeback. These accomplishments are keys to the region's continuing journey toward economic growth and prosperity. And now, more than 4 years after the BBA was formed, what seems as clear as the air above Jones Valley is that the best is yet to come.